Football League.
Visiting sideline, Super Bowl champ John Harbaugh, head coach of the Ravens since 2008. Across from him, his counterpart, Bills head coach Sean McDermott. His team looking for a spark, hoping their fans will give it to them here at home as we are set to go. It's been a wild opening weekend to this point. Who knows what is in store tonight as off we go for the Sunday night opener. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. So the Ravens will come out. They are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback.
Mike, isn't there just something different about week 1 of the NFL season? I mean, after months of anticipation, debate, speculation, it all gets settled on the field. New coaches, new teams, rookies playing their first time. Man, it's just an exciting time of year, and I'm pumped to be calling it alongside you.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That is Joey Bosa. He's into the sack column early in the season. A sack on this opening drive.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack. And we'll see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
And they will finally catch up to him and get him down. It's a big one for the Ravens. 31 yards.
And the Ravens first down.
How about that for your first catch of the game? I mean, to be able to attack the defense with your very first grab really sets things up nicely for the rest of the game. So defensively, they need to tighten up a little bit on the back end. I promise you that's not going to be the last time they call his number.
From the 32-yard line now, here's second down and 7. The shotgun, here's Jackson. That is left side and caught by Flowers.
So as the saying in the NFL, Mike, short throw, long catch, and that's exactly what they wanted to go with here. Operate in the quick game, don't stress the protection, and while he didn't get necessarily the big play, he does get enough to move the chains.
And he'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 22-yard line.
On the ground, they'll go with Hill. He's taken down just shy of the 10. It'll be a pickup of 10. Good for a Raven first down. Here's the give to Henry running right. To the end zone. Derrick Henry, touchdown, Baltimore. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
No problem there on the extra point. And the Ravens have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener. 7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. On the return, it's Ty Johnson. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Good return, but he pays the price at the end. Picked up and thrown down. The Bills offense heading out, and they are led by the MVP of the National Football League, 29-year-old quarterback Josh Allen in the prime of his career.
Mike, as I think back to opening day over my years of playing in the NFL, it didn't matter if I was a rookie or going into my 14th season. I think every player goes into that game with just a little bit of extra nerves, thinking, new season, new opportunity. Can I still do this at a high level? And man, you get through that first game and it feels like you can finally take a deep breath and let the season unfold. It's going to be a lot of nerves in this one here today, but the team that settles down the fastest and just gets back to playing ball, they're going to have a big advantage coming away with a big win tonight.
Now a 3rd and 2.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 2.
Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. A short throw caught by Kincaid. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Allen going to give it to Cook. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Well, nothing doing here, and I think you can see pretty early on. Now, while he's trying to remain patient and see if a hole pops, it's just too slow of a developing play. He never gets into the teeth of the defense at all and ends up being taken down for a loss.
To the air. On 2nd down, here's Allen. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Quickly, a look at the key inactives in this one. Look, some big losses to begin this regular season. Here's 3rd and 7. From the gun, here is Allen. That's going to be caught. And he'll be out of bounds, well short of the line to gain. And that'll set up 4th down. A fair catch will be taken here with that flag down by the punter, and this might keep the drive alive. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. From the gun, Josh Allen. Contact incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Trying to get it to Dalton Kincaid there. And now it's going to be 3rd down. One more time going up top with Allen. He'll try and get there on the ground. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a 1st down.
That's good for the Buffalo Bills. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. 1st and 10. It's Cook. And they continue to churn out 1st down. What a drive. It continues now with 1st and goal.
That's another Bills 1st down. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Cook. And he's going to go backwards. Taken down at the 6.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
Moore going in motion. So now they'll throw it with Allen. Scrambling to his left. Now, and he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Josh Allen. Touchdown, Bills.
response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down a score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score in the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come out with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball here.
Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. Tylan Wallace now on the return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. So on come the Ravens. And Greg, what a story again last year. 12-5, 13-4 the year before that. Regular season, they have been as good as almost anyone in the NFL. But it's the story if you're living in the AFC. Get over that hump, whether it's Buffalo or Kansas City. It's hard to get to the big game on this side of the draw.
Oh, there's no question. And I think if you're Baltimore and you're Buffalo and you look around, you say, man, we should have a couple Super Bowl titles. If we were living in a non-Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid era, maybe teams would look at us a little bit different than they do, but they just need to continue to stay the course. Lamar Jackson, one of the best players, regardless of position, in the entire league, multiple-time MVP winner, so they have a Super Bowl roster. Let's make no mistake about it. They need to just continue to hold serve in the regular season, continue to play for division titles, get as many home playoff games as possible. So when the money's on the line and trips the Super Bowl on the line, they need these games to come through Baltimore.
And nice work there after the catch. He was a little short of a first down after a gain of 7. Now Lamar gonna hang on to it. They gained 18 yards on that one. First down, Baltimore.
A gain of 18 on the play. First down, Ravens.
I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory, and certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on 3rd and short, gets a fresh set of downs, and now they got to see if they can come away with some points.
And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a first down. Now Jackson, this a design run. Marked down at the 6.
He's brought down by Shaq Thompson. A gain of 3 brings up second down at the 6.
So 1 quarter in the books on our first Sunday night telecast of the year. Harris Evans on the scoreboard. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. Raven football, quarter number 2 begins. They've got it second down and 6 to begin. They'll try to throw here with Jackson. To the goal line and in. Justice Hill. Touchdown, Ravens. The quarterback, with all of his eligible receivers available, uses the back out of the backfield that time, Greg, to take it to the end zone.
And when your running back, Mike, is a valid threat in the passing game, man, it just gives you so many options. And in this case, it was the running back that was the open target. He's able to put the pass on the money. Easy 6 points.
The extra point is good. And the Ravens will move out to a 14-7 lead. Here's Stout after the touchdown to send this one away. Johnson now to return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So, Greg, here are the Bills. What a year last year. 13-4, beat the Broncos and the Ravens in the playoffs, but once again ran into Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. Anything that we can say is that one thing to get them to the big game this time?
Well, I mean, we'd love to start with they need Patrick Mahomes to retire. But in all seriousness, Mike, I think when you look at Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, it's one of those things where they just happen to exist in a generationally great team in the Kansas City Chiefs, and one of the greatest players we've seen in the...
And he's going to somehow manage to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. It'll be third down.
A loss of 1.
It's so easy to underestimate the speed of this quarterback until you get on the field. They break down your pursuit angle so quickly because of that speed, so give credit to the defense. They understand it's a collective effort to contain this guy, and this time, defense wins and brings him down for a sack.
Allen on third down. That's taken in. It's James Cook. And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up fourth down. The Bills bringing on their punting unit. Ravens send Tylan Wallace back to return. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. Greg, when you step back and look at this AFC North, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, their rivalry now really for a couple of decades has in so many ways defined this division, and they set the tone for everything that happens when you are in an AFC North game.
And you talk about divisions having identities, they have their culture. Really at the top, Baltimore and Pittsburgh kind of want to play a similar style game, strong on defense, great run game. Obviously, Baltimore adds the extra element with Lamar Jackson. To me, the fascinating team, though, is what kind of jump can we expect, Mike, from the Cincinnati Bengals?
I agree with you because if you think about the toughness and the physicality, Cincinnati can put up points in an electrifying fashion. And even the 1 year Cleveland was up near the top of the division, they did that as well. But you come back to the defensive side of the ball, and when I look at these teams, Greg, I just think, man, these are defenses that can stop anybody in the league, and that's where you've got to invest in this division.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so fascinating about Cincinnati is they're kind of the outlier. They're the pass heavy, they're the spread attack, they've got unbelievable weapons on the outside, obviously Joe Burrow, a quarterback, but it was the defense, and you said it, their inability to be as good on the defensive side of the ball as Baltimore, as Pittsburgh, traditionally, but especially last year, is really what allowed them to be the odd man looking in when they missed the playoffs. So I think if Cincinnati can just improve a little bit on defense, they have the offense to now enter and make it a three-man race in the AFC North.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's second down and 3.
At the 28-yard line.
On second down. And he's going to have the Bills first down as the tackle's made at the 36.
That's good for the Bills. First down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Once again, it's Cook. He'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards.
2 yards on the pickup.
Allen now on second down. That's over the middle to his tight end, Kincaid. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
A gain of 10 yards.
A carry for Cook. That's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7.
34-yard line. A 7-yard pickup. Brings up second.
Play action now, and here's Allen. He's going to run it. He's going to be taken down at about the 30. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
Bills. First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
First and 10. A run up the middle with Cook. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. They'll go play action here with Allen. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up third.
And in motion is Coleman. To the air on third down, here's Allen. Open man is Palmer. It's complete. They're at the 17-yard line now for first and 10.
That's another Bills. First down.
Allen going to make the read and hold on here. And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
You know, Mike, it's funny, when you're facing these really elite defensive linemen, sometimes it's easier to make them the read guy rather than actually try to block them. Unfortunately, they're elite for a reason, and sometimes they're still able to make the play like we saw here.
And they continue to churn out first down. What a drive. It continues now with first and goal.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Now it's Allen. They'll set up the screen for Cook. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone.
Brings up second and goal.
Go with their fullback trying to get it. And he is not going to get to the goal line. In fact, he's even going to lose yards on that play. And now it is third and goal.
It's third down and goal to go.
That's Palmer, the man in motion. Allen going to throw here on third and goal. And he's in. Joshua Palmer. Touchdown, Buffalo. For Josh Allen, the reigning MVP of the NFL. First touchdown pass of this 2025 season.
And what a fitting end to this drive, Mike. It only makes sense that he's the one that gets the ball in the end zone after making a handful of clutch plays prior to the touchdown. That was just a textbook example of one guy taking over the game.
We are all square, 14 apiece the score as this one's away. Justice Hill to return. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense make their way out to take over once more. Now, Greg, you start to think about, okay, who are the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that have a chance this year? Look, it happens every year. We just have to identify who they are. Who are a couple top of mind for you as we start 2025?
As I start in the AFC, I think the Cincinnati Bengals, and you got to think the way their season ended last year, they rattle off 5 wins straight, really on the back of Joe Burrow. You could have made the argument if they're a playoff team that Joe Burrow was the best player in the league. I mean, he was incredible. Most weeks, Mike, he single-handedly carried that offense. Now, new defensive coordinator in Al Golden coming from the college ranks. Can he just make that defense in Cincinnati average? Because if they just play a little bit better with that high-profile offense, I think they're a team. They might not win the division with Baltimore, but they're going to be close and maybe at least get one of those wild card spots.
Why don't you flip it over? Who are the guys you're watching in the NFC?
You know, I think Dallas is going to find themselves, just the fact that I know the division is difficult. Obviously, Philadelphia remains really strong. Does Washington kind of regress a little bit back now in year 2? They were the high-profile, big splash team of last year. Do they regress to the median? Time will tell. But I think healthy Dallas, healthy Dak, healthy Micah Parsons, like that roster that we saw play last year is not the roster on paper that we expected to see. So I think Dallas has a chance. I think San Francisco always is going to be a team, again, dealt with their own injuries last year with McCaffrey and all the stuff on defense. So I think San Francisco and Dallas are 2 perennial teams we expect to be in the playoff hunt. They missed out last year. I wouldn't be shocked to see them back in it again this year.
Third and 2. Here we go. They'll try and run for this with Henry. And he will score! Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Baltimore. What a start to the year. His second touchdown in this opening half. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his second rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
The PAT is up and good. And the Ravens have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Johnson now to return. They get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line. The Bills offense can see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. They're searching here for the tying score, down 21-14. They'll begin first and 10. he's got it to the 35-yard line.
13 yards on the play. And the Bills first down.
To throw on 1st and 10, Allen. He'll find his running back, Cook. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
A gain of 10 yards.
Here's 1st and 10.
That's good for a Buffalo Bills.
Out of the gun, here's Allen. To the left side, into the hands of Moore. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Allen going to throw again.
36-yard line.
Right back to Moore, another grab. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
That's another Bills.
One final throw before the break. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So, halftime straight ahead. And we go down to Scott Hanson, who has our EA Sports.
Our trip around the NFL starts now. At Lambeau Field in Green Bay, the Packers at home to take on the Lions in the NFC North. And it's David Montgomery. He's going to show some burst, and he has a score, 24 yards on the touchdown. The Lions get the win in the opener. Could this finally be their year? They'll start 1-0. From there, it's off to SoFi Stadium. We're looking on the Rams as they host the Houston Texans. And it's the veteran, Christian Kirk. He's going to run a deep route, look it in, and he's gone. The Texans come away with the victory on the road in the season opener. One more to show you, and it's out in Seattle, the Seahawks taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And this is Kenneth Walker III. He's going to find a crease and take it 13 yards to the end zone. The Seahawks wind up winning this one in front of the home crowd to begin the new season. And with that, it all comes down to this: the finals we've seen so far in Week 18 and what's in progress now as we wrap up the regular season. Meanwhile, in our game, both teams have been able to move the ball effectively. It might be a question of which defense can make a stand in the second half. As we get you back out to the second half and rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Okay, Scott, thank you. The rain, as you see, still coming down in sheets. We'll see how the coaching staffs adjust to the weather here in the second half.
Hey, what's up, though? I hit him. Just keep going. And they both. I hit him. And they both broke.
The rain not letting up. It continues to be a factor here as we get back underway in the second half. And this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone. So they're going to blow it dead, and they'll bring... The tight end Kincaid in motion. Run out of the gun with Cook. Past midfield to the 45. And he will score.
reason a lot of teams start off drives with the run plays to allow themselves to operate ahead of the chains. Well, not this guy. He found the alley, he took it, and he's off to the races for 6.
That ties the game at 21 apiece.
Hey, Scott, thank you. Rain only intensifying now as the teams have come back out. This figures to be a wet and wild second half to come. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Ravens offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. Now, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going forward on 4th down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked the touchback, they got the ball at the 20. There wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime. Each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because I just felt so incomplete when a team got Henry hit, the ball comes free. The Bills signal that they have it, and they do.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, Mike, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. Greg, this AFC East, a division that really has been dominated by the Bills. The 5 straight division. And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay. So this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Jackson now on 2nd down. We'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Complete to Mark Andrews.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
Fighting for the marker, he loses the football. The Bills signal that they have it, and they do. Well, they come up with the turnover on defense, the quarterback choosing to keep it, and the defense choosing to take it away.
Mike, anytime a quarterback turns into a runner, the defense loves it. They want to take a shot at him. They want to take a shot at the ball, and that's exactly what they were able to do here. Force the fumble, get the ball back. Great job there by the defense.
James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. You know, Greg, early on, it's always new faces in different places. Off-season movement, what caught your eye?
Well, I think there's so many good ones, right? You talk about Stephon Diggs. He ends up in New England, and Cooper Kupp now. He's moving on to Seattle from the Rams, but I think it's the guy the Rams signed to replace him, Devontae Adams. I know he's not the youngest anymore, but watching him play in New York with Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets, he can still run, he can still make every catch, he can still go up and compete at the high point. I think you put Devontae Adams with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, in that offense run by Sean McVay. I think that's a sneaky, maybe not a sneaky because he's a really household name, but I think that's a great signing by the Rams.
And always interesting from the offseason, the quarterback movement and unique ties. Some of the biggest names were or now are Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, and another guy that is going to line up behind center for Seattle, Mike, is Sam Darnold. And, of course, we all saw that incredible season he had last year in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and that really dynamic Vikings offense. So now he goes to Seattle. I think he's going to have an inspired Cooper Kupp. He was let go from the Rams. If he's healthy, he's a big weapon. Jackson Smith-Njigba. He has some pieces in that puzzle that he can push the ball downfield to. So I'm excited to see Sam. That's what everyone thought he was going to be coming out of college when he was a high draft pick of the New York Jets.
A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's 1st and goal. The tight end going in motion to the left. Again, it's Allen to the air. Here's another shot from the 6. It's 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal.
Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. And he's into the end zone for a touchdown. There is a marker down, but I think this score is going to hold up.
Offside, defense.
Extra point try by Bass. He's got it, and the Bills go up by 7, 28-21. Rain only intensifying now as the teams have come back out. This figures to be a wet and wild second half to come. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. And he let him a bit too much. Is incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Jackson now. Now a screen set up for Henry. This one could be sniffed out. Blown up in the backfield.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
It is 3rd and long. To throw is Jackson. He'll try to hit him with a screen. And that one just too long to get going. They'll come up, stop him before the lineman could get out to lead the way.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
This will be returned from the other side of midfield. And it's a good return here, able to take it across the 50, set up the offense with a short field. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
A gain of 17 yards. And the Bills 1st down.
On the handoff, this is Cook. Oh, and he is depleted on that one. Picked up, thrown down behind the line of scrimmage.
These negative runs, they just make everything for the play caller that much more difficult, Mike. So they've got to find a way to be more efficient on these early downs, meaning 1st and 2nd down, because if not, you find yourself the entire game in 3rd and pass, and that's what every single defense in the league is trying to do.
Gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and
On 3rd down, it's Josh Allen. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find the receiver, and down he goes. That is Odafe Owe, working his way in to register his first sack of the new season.
And I like the idea of moving the pocket. It makes it harder for the defense to rush the passer, but you have to account for the end man on the line of scrimmage, and that guy's job is to set an edge. Nobody gets outside of me. In this case, the quarterback. You've got to be better protecting your edges anytime you put your quarterback on the move. Anytime you find yourself kicking in these elements, Mike, you just can't take anything for granted, especially when it comes to your plant foot, your balance, your control, your footing. It's so important, and give credit. He does a great job here able to put that one through.
Now an opening past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Ravens offense ready to take over possession of the football. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Play action now. Jackson reaching for it. The tight end couldn't bring it in. It's incomplete. Searching for his Pro Bowl tight end Mark Andrews that time. And it'll bring up 2nd down. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. Open man is Hopkins. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
From the gun, Jackson. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there. Make things difficult defensively. It sets up 4th down.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the 3rd quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Head coach Sean McDermott there as the Bills get set for their next possession. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, try to add to it. It begins with 1st down. They go play action now. Here's Allen. Gonna look deep, looking for more. A whole lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. That's Palmer, the man in motion. Throwing on 2nd down. It's Allen. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
And 10 yards.
From the gun, here is Allen. This one is taken in downfield. Big completion. Whole lot of extra muscle over there on the left side for this 1st and 10. He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not, and be taken down there.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. This defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
To the air on 2nd down, here's Allen. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now 3rd down comes up. That one on target to Moore. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They got it inside the 15. Catch number 7 so far in this one. And a 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Here's Cook. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, it sets up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
They'll run the sneak. And he'll fight forward. Doesn't get a hold up, but he got what he needed. It is first and goal coming up.
First down. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. Here's a chance to put this game away. First down and goal. Here's Cook, and he will score again. James Cook, touchdown, Bills. What a start to the season. It's a 3-touchdown week number 1. This has got to feel good, Greg. You open at home and a great performance with one more touchdown added on top.
Not many better ways, Mike, than to create some excitement amongst your fan base than to have a great home opener. Every team works all off-season. They stress it during training camp. Let's get off to a great start, and then all of a sudden you're able to do it in front of your home crowd. Man, this has been a really impressive performance.
Here comes Hill on the return. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. The Ravens offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. Well, Greg, this is going to take a lot of self-reflection here. You build up so much for the season opener. To struggle like this has got to be a tough feeling.
Yeah, we've never spoken to a team before their week 1 matchup where they didn't tell us this is the best training camp they've ever had, it's the best roster they've ever had. I mean, how many times have we heard that? So, in this case, though, Mike, I think you have to be careful that you don't overcorrect. Of course, this did not go according to plan. This is not what they've been building to through their entire offseason schedule, but it's still also just one game. So, don't throw everything in the garbage and start all over. Don't throw out all the hard work from the previous offseason. Stay the course, fix what went wrong, improve, and move on to week 2. Traditionally, Mike, I'd love to see the draw play come on a more clear and obvious passing down. I don't think this situation necessarily fit. The defense was playing run from the jump, and they're able to tackle him for a loss.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And he's going to have the Ravens first down. They pick up a big chunk of yards to boot. The gain is 18. Pistol give to Henry. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
Open man is Bateman. He's got him. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Now Jackson. He finds his receiver. That's Bateman. They'll come up here. 1st and 10.
A gain of 14. And the Ravens first down.
It's a zone read, and Jackson's going to keep it. And he's going to go into the end zone on an electrifying run. Lamar Jackson. Touchdown, Ravens. That his 2nd touchdown tonight. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Here's Stout after the touchdown to send this one away. On the return, this is Strong. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So Allen and the Bills getting set for their next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. His 8th reception of the game, and good for a first down.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball.
And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a first down.
3 yards. And the Bills first down.
Allen, he'll give it to Cook. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. 2nd and 10.
A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd down. At the Ravens.
They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. Ooh. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. On 1st and 10, it's Cook. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. Give him 12 on that one. They are on the mark. Another first down.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
From the gun, Josh Allen. He connects with Palmer on that one. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
A gain of 2.
Allen now on 2nd down. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
And 8 yards to go.
From the gun. Throw here for Allen. That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid. And he's very close to a first down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short. He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. And the Bills add on to their lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Throwing Jackson. This one complete to Bateman. And he's back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain before stepping out of bounds. On play action, here's Jackson. This one complete, right side. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. 15-yard pickup there. Good for a Raven first down. Will he keep it himself? And he'll get about 3 on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
The tackle made at the 44-yard line. Brings up 2nd down.
Here's Lamar. He'll keep it on the zone read. Probably should have given that one up. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
No gain on the play. And it brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Jackson. They'll look to set up the screen here. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
8-yard pickup. First down, Baltimore.
Now Lamar gonna hang on to it. And some good running there. He'll fall forward for about 7.
He's tackled at the
Ball
40-yard
on the
line.
40 now. Here's second and 2. Lamar gonna work from the pistol. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
First down.
A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. And he'll force his way forward, maybe a yard. Second down coming up.
33-yard line. 1-yard gain. Brings up second and 9.
Jackson now. There he goes again. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. They've got all 3 timeouts left, but need to score quick. It's first and 10. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. He'll try again here. It's second and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10.
He'll drop to throw.
19-yard line.
Good coverage there in the end zone, and is incomplete. Terrific work has separated the man from the football, and it'll bring up third down. Jackson looking to throw. He'll try and get there on the ground. Here we go. This is fourth down.
Made the tackle. A gain of 4 yards. It's
Now Jackson taking off. He'll try to get, and he's in. Lamar Jackson, touchdown Baltimore.
Well, that was step 1. The offense did their job, get this thing back within 1 possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
The extra point is good, and the Ravens are back within 6. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. Even with their full complement of timeouts, the call is to try an onside kick.
All right, so you take your shot, you don't get it. But now your defense has to save the day. You've got all 3 timeouts. You've got to get a stop here, force them to punt the ball back, and give your offense a chance to win the game.
James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. And this game not quite in hand yet. Still, all 3 timeouts left for the defense, so they can't just kneel this one out, but 1 first down will essentially end the game. Here's a handoff to Cook. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple. Now the Ravens use their first timeout, and they'll get together prior to this second down play. In motion, Shakir. Out of the gun, here's Allen. He's got his tight end, Kincaid. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second. Talk things over before third down.
Brings up third and 5.
Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete. The Bills bringing on the punt team as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth-quarter lead. And this is going to set up a long field ahead, backed up as it is touchdown inside the 10. The Ravens offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's first and 10. And this defense plays it beautifully. They knock him back to the 7.
A loss of 2 brings up second down at the 7-yard line.
Jackson now on second down. Throw over the middle, brought in by Hopkins.
Jackson's pass.
And he is taken down, but not before they're able to get it out of danger, up past the 25.
First down, Baltimore.
And now the spike will come just under 40 ticks remaining. Second down, Jackson. That is left side and caught by Flowers. The Buffalo crowd being heard before third down.
Brings up third down.
Again, it's Jackson. Going up top and looking for Flowers. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down. Jackson up top again. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Gotta let it fly. So this will wind up a turnover on downs.
And it all came down to that play. The offense finds themselves trailing, all out of their timeouts. The defense knew they were one stop away from ending this game, and they came up big when their team needed it.
They go down to an 8, and that's the way to start the new campaign. One game, one win here in this season opener. So the Bills Mafia goes home happy. It's a win for Buffalo. They move to 1-0, getting the victory to begin the new campaign. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olsen. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Bills are victorious as we say so long from Buffalo.